Joining us now on the Oakland County Megacast is Dr. Udi Kapen, playwright and director of The Final Frontier, one of several original one-act plays written by local playwrights right here in Oakland County that you'll see at this weekend's Birmingham Village Players Playwrights at Work One-Act Play Festival. Dr. Kapen, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. Happy to be here.
Appreciate having you on. So first off, give us some insight into the play that you're directing, because you have not only directed this play, you have written this play. It's called The Final Frontier, and you'll see it at this weekend's Birmingham Village Players One Act Festival. Tell us about the Final Frontier and a little bit about the storyline.
Sure. Well, the play itself is basically my love letter to Star Trek. The plot line involves a meek bank executive who's totally dominated by his wife. She ridicules everything that he likes. She's only interested in social climbing, and the thing that she ridicules most of all is his love for Star Trek. And he figures that this is going to be his life, and he accepts it. But when reality gets a little bit too much for him, he retreats into his own little fantasy world of Star Trek. And then he unexpectedly meets a kindred spirit, which gives him some hope and some inner strength that he didn't know that he had.
So this is a lot to get through in one act of a play. It's usually about 30 to 40 minutes at most for a one act play. And so there's so much exposition that has to happen to create that connection with the audience between the characters and really help them understand the situation the characters are in, but also to progress the story and make it go somewhere, make it have meaning and resonate with the audience. So as you're writing a play, especially a one-act play, and telling a story like that, how do you approach that as an artist to convey all that information, but also compact it into just a one-act play?
That can be a challenge. All I've written is short plays, anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes long. And it is a challenge sometimes to get the entire story out in that short amount of time without sacrificing character development, without sacrificing plot. But I've written a few of these so far, and I've gotten, I think, a little better at becoming efficient with words, with lines, with plot devices, so that what maybe would have taken me at the beginning 5 pages to establish, I can now establish with maybe 1 page of dialogue. So basically, it's just a matter of finding ways to say things without too much extraneous detail. And it's doable.
So you're a pediatrician by trade, not a playwright. This is something that you do as a hobby and you enjoy doing. How is being part of Playwrights at Work and having that group of people that are also just local, regular people that enjoy the theater and want to also dabble into playwriting, how does having that support group help you as a writer develop these stories and also develop your skills and your interest in the theater?
It helps very much. It's a great bunch of people in this one playwriting group that I belong to, Playwrights at Work, through the Birmingham Village Players. And they're all experienced playwrights. So they have great feedback to give, great tips to give. We meet generally a couple of times a month, and we bring our works to the meetings, and they're read. Frequently acted out at the meetings, and the give and take is invaluable towards improving each of our skills, each of our individual skills as a playwright. So we learn from each other, and I've belonged to this group for a little over 3 years, and I've definitely noticed and felt the evolution in my ability to bring a story to life because of the great people that I've been able to bounce ideas off of.
We're joined by Dr. Udi Kapen. He is the playwright and director of The Final Frontier, one of the several plays you'll be able to see at this year's Birmingham Village Players Playwrights at Work one-act play festival. That's happening this week, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, July 29th, 30th, and 31st. The 29th and the 30th, Friday and Saturday, shows are at 8 p.m. at the Birmingham Village Players. July 31st, Sunday, 2 p.m. matinee. Tickets are $11. It's $10 online plus a $1 processing fee, $11 tickets you can find on BirminghamVillagePlayers.com. BirminghamVillagePlayers.com. Dr. Capen, you're also the director of this play, of your own one act. Have you directed before a one act play like this, or is this your first experience?
This is my first experience. It was partly because of having some difficulty finding someone to direct the play, but also for a while I'd kind of wanted to try my hand at directing, and this was a good way to get my feet wet.
Does it make it easier for you, or how does it make it maybe a little bit easier for you to direct a play that you have written, of characters that you've created? You know them from the base level to the most complicated level. How does that help you in this first directorial experience of yours lead the way and really put your original vision to fruition?
Well, there are actually arguments on both sides as to whether or not a playwright should direct his or her own work. Even within our group, there's some debate about that. And I understand the arguments on both sides, but actually I feel that it helps. As I'm writing a play, I'm basically, and this may not be the experience of every playwright, but as I'm writing a play, I'm basically directing it in my head. So by the time the play is finished, I have largely already got it worked out to how it's going to look in real life. So it in my case, it definitely helped me.
Joined by Dr. Udi Kapen. He is the playwright and director of The Final Frontier, which you can see at the Birmingham Village Players at their Playwrights at Work group's one-act play festival happening this Friday through Sunday in Birmingham at the Birmingham Village Players. It is their one-act play festival. BirminghamVillagePlayers.com is the website. BirminghamVillagePlayers.com is the website. Friday and Saturday, 8 p.m. at the Birmingham Village Players, and Sunday at 2 p.m. are the show times. Go to BirminghamVillagePlayers.com, click on Playwrights at Work, and you'll find more information as well as how you can purchase tickets online in advance of the One Act Play Festival happening, again, July 29th, 30th, and 31st in Birmingham. Dr. Capen, as you are working in this group with other playwrights, other theater enthusiasts in the local area, what has been the most surprising element, at least for you, in terms of the communication and the learning experience that you get for someone that is interested in the theater, but is doing this as a novice with other novices in the local area that are just passionate about what they're doing?
Well, from a personal standpoint, I've been involved in community theater for decades now, for probably about a good 30 plus years. Almost exclusively as an actor. So I've made a lot of contacts, a lot of friends in the community theater community, and I've had experience acting in like dozens of plays. So, but playwriting is new to me. It's still just the last few years that I've been doing that, and I guess the camaraderie that I've experienced among playwrights is similar to the camaraderie that I've experienced as an actor, which is great. It's one of my favorite parts of this whole process. I guess if anything has surprised me, it's how difficult it can be to get an idea onto paper. I've definitely experienced writer's block, as I'm sure everybody has at one time or another. But when inspiration hits and when you actually do get an idea, sometimes the ideas come out of my mind and out of my hand and onto the paper almost faster than I can process. So it's definitely a dichotomy between how long an idea can take to percolate versus how quickly that idea can actually be brought to fruition once it is percolated. 248
644-2075 is the box office number for the Birmingham Village Players to see The Final Frontier as well as other one-act plays originally written by local people right here in Oakland County and being shown right here in Oakland County, just off of Woodward Avenue in Birmingham at the Birmingham Village Players. Again, that is Friday, July 29th through Sunday, July 31st. Friday and Saturday, shows are at 8 p.m. Sunday, it's a matinee at 2 p.m. Again, at 34660 Woodward Avenue in Birmingham at the Birmingham Village Players, birminghamvillageplayers.com or 248-644-2075 for more information. We're joined by Dr. Udi Kapen on the Oakland County Megacast. He is one of the many playwrights and directors for this year's shows. And having been an actor, you mentioned you've been a community theater actor for decades now, Dr. Kapen. And how does that help to translate to you becoming a writer now in this capacity and writing The Final Frontier, but also to directing and kind of flipping those roles on its head, sort of, so to speak, from where you've been an actor for all this time. You've experienced different directors, different writers, different styles, and now you're on the other side. How do you make that change?
I think it has helped me quite a bit. I've gotten to see the styles of many different directors over the years, and I think in my first experience as a director, I've probably borrowed either on a conscious or subconscious level from many of them. And as I said before, when I am writing a play, I'm basically directing it in my head. But that translates also to when I've at least lately in the last few years of acting, as I think I've matured as an actor. When I'm acting, I'm also thinking to myself, well, how should I do this? How should I play this role? How should I move at this point? And that has definitely helped me in both my playwriting and in this my initial directorial effort, because not only am I directing the play in my head, but I can hear the actors' voices in my head, practically the actors who haven't even existed yet. So one has definitely helped the other.
We're joined by Dr. Judy Capen, one of the many members of Playwrights at Work and the Birmingham Village Players. You can see their one-act play festival Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the Birmingham Village Players, just off of Woodward Avenue in Birmingham. More information, birminghamvillageplayers.com. 248-644-2075 is the box office number. Once again, 248-644-2075 for more information. Dr. Capen is someone that loves the theater, has been involved in community theater for all these years. And now in really all capacities, from acting to directing to writing and beyond. If someone is interested in community theater, or if someone's never even thought they may be interested in community theater, why should they join a community theater group? What benefit can it bring to their life?
That's an excellent question. We're actually lucky that this particular area, southeastern Michigan, Oakland County in particular, is an excellent area for community theater. There are many groups that are top quality and that are welcoming. There are just so many benefits to being involved in community theater. The camaraderie, as I mentioned before, some of the best friends I've ever made, I've made through community theater. I think most of my friends, most of the people who know me would characterize me as a relatively quiet, shy individual. And a lot of them, if they've never seen me on stage before, are pretty amazed by what they see on stage compared to the person that they know in real life. So it really allows you to be somebody else. It allows you to get your creative outlet. It provides a wonderful creative outlet. As a pediatrician, I've been around thousands and thousands of kids over the years. The best kids I've ever been around pretty much have been theater kids. They are intelligent and good students. They pull for each other. They're creative. And I highly, highly recommend that parents encourage their kids, if they have any inclination whatsoever, to get involved in theater. And that goes on to later in life also. There are just so many benefits to it.
Dr. Capen, just another couple minutes with you before we'll say goodbye today. Anything else at this time that our audience should know that we haven't discussed about Playwrights at Work, about the Birmingham Village Players, or about the Final Frontier?
Well, as far as Playwrights at Work go, we do a few of these festivals every year, and we would love as many people as possible to come to them. We do 2 festivals of short plays every year in a typical year. And as the name indicates, those are shorter works, maybe about 15 to 20 minutes. And then we do one of these one-act play festivals a year, which are more like 30-minute or 35-minute plays. And it's a great way to see some original theater in a friendly environment. And it also allows the audience, this is part of our festivals, we allow the audience to ask questions afterwards of the playwrights and give their own feedback, which is great for both the audience and the playwrights. So I highly encourage people to come out and enjoy this upcoming festival and the others that we hold. And the theater itself, Birmingham Village Players, the group, top notch. I highly encourage people to enjoy everything that Village Players has to offer.
Dr. Capen, appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.